Howdy ho! Welcome to the tutorial I didn't think I'd be making. There's a lot of those. But I figure so when I was a YouTuber just starting out, I didn't know how to make any of these videos. I didn't know how to do any of that. So I figured I might as well be doing some of the tutorials, show you guys exactly how to do everything. And right now I'm gonna focus on editing. Next I'll be focusing on recording because I don't feel like that's as hard to get into. I feel like that's a little more easily attainable. Give me a second. This is bothering me the entire time. Um, so yeah, but my recording setup isn't exactly set up to do this. So there's gonna be moments where I sound super far away, and there's gonna be moments where I don't. Now, for me, I use Adobe Premiere Elements. I don't use Adobe Premiere. I would have preferred to have used Adobe Photoshop Elements. I just didn't know that was what I was looking for when I got it. But this is actually very good. Ignore. I'm gonna have to blur all this out. I don't think I can. So the way I record is I record the audio, the video, and the face cam all as separate things depending on what I'm playing. And if I'm playing an Xbox game, I use Streamlabs OBS, and when I use Streamlabs OBS, I have my face cam and my game audio going at the same time with the frame around my face cam on top of the game audio, so that I don't have to edit that much, and then I delay my face cam so that it syncs up with the game audio, and then I just record my audio through my mic on Audacity, which is all separate, and I do a face cam sync, and I'll show you that in a minute. So, Death of the Outsider gameplay 8, I have to... What did I just do? What do you mean, where's the file, John JPG? So, when I do these, I have a little background in the background. That's the John JPG. It's right. I don't know why it needs it. I don't even use it anymore. I don't even use this anymore. Alright, so we go back to files and folders, we go to music, we go to audio, and then we're going to black out a lot of this, because there's a lot of spoilers. This 8? Yeah, it is. I have to start recording more after this. I do them in bulk sometimes, depending. So, did it do it the way I wanted it to? No, it didn't. It absolutely didn't. I think I have to clear my cache. I think that might be it. That would make sense. It was telling me to do that earlier, and I just kind of ignored it. Probably not my best moment. Okay, so we're back. Right where we need to be. Go into audio. Death of the Outsider number 8. And then, so the way I do it is, so everybody has their own way of doing it. I prefer to have it set up so that I can only see video 2, video 1, and voice, because I'm only going to use 3 tracks. Technically, you want to get into it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks. So the way I do it is I use these 4 tracks, video 2, video 1, and voice 1. I tend to put this right here. No, I don't. I tend to put it. I used to. We're sort of doing it a new way, actually. So I've got it set up like this. Now, the reason why I've got it set up like this is because when you hit cut, I don't have to have both of them selected at the moment. But when you do voice, when you put something on the voice track, you have to select it manually in order to do anything with it. Okay. And then we're going to render it. And it's going to take an awful long while. So we will be right back, and when we get back, I will show you the editing process. So it's done being rendered. I'll put a little bit of Stardew Valley on that, because that's how long it usually takes. So as you can see, I recorded about an hour and 2 minutes. That's usually the max for me recording a video, in case one was curious. It's not nearly as bad as the episode that ends up being an hour and 9 minutes. I think I recorded an hour and 20 minutes total, because I can only cut out so much, because most of it's pretty crucial gameplay. So here's how I do the sync. I have to find that very first hand clap. Found it. And then I have to go to the hand clap sound that's being made. I have to find out exactly where it starts. Yeah, I went a little bit over it, as you can see. That would have left it just slightly desynced, just enough that it would have caused a problem. Control Z. Hotkeys, by the way, when you're editing, are literally your best friend because it makes it to where you only have to do this with one hand if you really want to, and it also makes things a whole lot faster. Usually, when you hit delete, it's supposed to move it all the way to the back. Okay. Then I check to see if the sync is good. It is. And then we start it up right here. And now, after I hit delete, you have to hit delete, not backspace. You have to hit delete. I don't think backspace does anything. And it'll move it back after it gets rid of the object. Howdy ho there, bro, Chachos. Welcome back to this video. Now, I have to mess with the audio a little bit because I have it set up so that the audio is louder than me ever so slightly. Doing this again. I think, what did I last And there you go. I took a break. Now here's the key thing is when you're editing this is like an hour's worth of footage. An hour's worth of footage is gonna freaking kill you. So what I end up doing, I'm not gonna show you all the edits I do. I'm gonna show you some of the edits because there are some edits that require a little bit more skill than others. I'm gonna actually open up a program, a project, and show you that one instead because it'll show you how I did it. Actually, it'll show you the end result. I don't think I fucked up much in this episode, so that's why I don't think I have to do that edit. I don't know. We'll find out. So when I edit, I do it at 2 times speed. That means I hit this. That's 1 times speed. Hit it again, and it is 2 times speed. Mind you, however, I'm not expecting everybody to do this and be fantastic at it because I wasn't when I started. Because it's going a lot faster than you're used to keeping track of. So you're going to have to kind of do it a couple of times with different videos and get used to it. Because you really have to pay attention to what you're saying. You're not going to understand 100% what you're saying at this speed, but you're going to get used to understanding yourself enough to know that when you say something, you have to lock onto that and edit. I think I died a lot. Yeah, this is the episode after I died a lot. And I had to track back progress. That was neato. So I'm sitting over here knocking out all these overseers and oracular sisters. So I just quick saved. There is a lot of death here, yeah. And I don't think I quick saved the first time. There's more than a third, dude. I'm gonna play the waiting game, basically. I think. If I'm patient enough. I'm not. Cool. Oh, I got it. I was gonna domino effect him, but I decided against it. Did I skip this bit? Oh, I did. So a little bitty bit of info here. I actually really don't like the witches because of what they do, but I don't feel like they deserve to be treated inhumanely, and I feel like that shows in this particular bit when I come down to it. Because I'm rather upset with the overseers because I don't like the overseers, and I feel like that's the intention when they're being written is they're very full of themselves and they seem to think themselves so high and mighty, and they don't give into the errant mind or whatever. And I feel like even though they do that. Like they give in to all of the sins that they're saying they're not giving into. They're very corrupt by trying not to be corrupt and thinking everybody else is corrupt. It's very obvious and it shows. And honestly, I would love to see a Dishonored 3 where that gets touched on, and I feel like that would be phenomenal. I feel like Dishonored 3 would be really good if they. So the Outsider mentioned something, and I'll probably talk about this in a separate video. But he mentioned something about a god that was there before him. I feel like if they did a Dishonored 3, because the guy who does Dishonored, he went on record saying that he doesn't feel like he can do a Dishonored because if he did, it wouldn't have anything to do with the called ones or the or anybody else within that world because things happen in this game that kind of solidify all of that. And I feel like that's true, but I also feel like the world of Dishonored isn't really done telling its story yet. I feel like if they did a Dishonored 3, they should touch upon the god that was there before the outsider was there, because I have this strange feeling like there should be a rule in place where the void should never be empty. There should always be something there to fill the void, and I feel like that's something that could be used and touched upon and could result in a really good game. That's a scream I had never heard before. That is a good place to cut that. Give me just a second. For comedic effect and such. And then we're gonna. That goes it. Fuck my life. Okay. So when you're doing this, the hotkeys that you really need to pay attention to are Control V, Control Z, uh, Enter. Enter renders the video, and then Control S obviously saves the project. So Enter renders it and brings it back to the start, unless you disable what I just showed you. Um, I disabled it because if you do it, let's do this. So whenever you add in a fade, and I usually do dip to black for videos, it looks a little bit better. Dip to white is also good. Additive dissolve is also good. Cross dissolve looks a little better than additive. I've never done film dissolve. I'm gonna kind of try to toy around with them. So when you do that, there will be this orange little line here. That means that hasn't been rendered. So when you play it, it might skip. There was a little bit of skip before. It wasn't nearly as bad as it usually is. So you hit render, it'll render the whole thing. And the way I have it set up is that it renders it and then it doesn't play it, so that I can just continue right from where I left off with an all seamless transition without any issues. I'm gonna hit Control Z because I don't want that transition there because it doesn't need to be there. It already looks nice as it is. Um, And then I fucked up, but I can't remember how. And then they saw me. That's what it was. They saw me. Don't remember why I left, though. That's a bit much. This one might actually... I don't know. We'll see. I have to get rid of that. Oh, and control click doesn't work in this one. It's shift click, and I'm not. Oh, okay. I don't know what the hell I did. Oh, I know exactly what I did. I hit the page down. It puts you at the end of the timeline. Which is a little infuriating. Right, page down does that. Page. Oh, that's neato. So page down puts you at the end, not at the timeline, but it puts you at the end of the thing. Page up puts you at the end of the next clip, at the beginning of the next clip. So page down is the end of the next clip. Page up is the beginning. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna fast forward this because I don't want it to play again for the umpteenth time. It'll also take away a lot of the problems. So nope, not smart fix. I don't want to smart fix this. I don't want to smart fix this at all. Close that. So you go to clip, time stretch. This is how you fast forward in Adobe Premiere Elements. Hit 500 because that'll make sure to do it to the audio as well. If you forget, it's fine. Just go in and fix it. Not that big a deal. But yeah, do that. And then what I do for comedic effect is I go to my project thing and I go to Mexican Cactus because fuck it, why not? I'm gonna scroll down so that I have the voice. And then because this has to be 500 speed, that's all I really have to worry about. So I'm gonna go to clip, time stretch, 500. Alright. Now that's the way that it needs to be. It sounds like fucking nightmare full deal when you do that. And I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to render everything. And now that I've done that edit, that sounds like ass. So we're not going to do that. Alright, we're not going to do that. That was fucking terrifying. This is why we test things. 250. See if that sounds any better. Nope. Okay. If this doesn't work, I'm just not gonna time stretch it. We're gonna do 150. That's perfect. My God, that was nightmare. That was nightmare fuel. Okay, ready? Nope. Control Z. Control K also does the time light split. Not a big fan of using it though. And that right there is how you do a fast forward. Now, probably not my best fast forward, not gonna lie. Yeah, I should use more of this. There we go. I like that much better. Okay. Okay. See that's how you do a good edit. Now, if you have any more questions, let me know down in the comments below. I don't mind filling them in. But this is how you do a general edit. Like let's go ahead and cover over basics one more time, just in case. I just figured I'd give you guys some content to watch to show you the basics. Because I like to fill the blank space, you know, the void of silence. So when you do an edit, space is play. I can't silence this. Give me a second. So when you do an edit, space is play, enter is render, and the arrow keys are what move you exactly a step forward, nothing more. Page up puts you on the beginning of the current clip that you're on. One of these is a clip. Page down puts you at the end of it. Delete gets rid of the object as well as moving the rest of it to the end, to the very beginning of the timeline. Deletes whatever you've got selected. Shift is what you use to click select multiple items. You can also just do that where you do a box selection. You can do it to select more than one item and then it does it. That's also very convenient. And then Control K will do a cut on anything that is cuttable at the moment. I don't think it cuts anything that's on audio. I don't know, let me check. It does not. And then Control Z is your best friend. Control Y also works. Control Shift Z, I think, does a little bit something extra. I don't actually know. Control Shift Z is actually redo. Control Y doesn't do anything. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, like I said, leave them down in the description below. I don't mind answering them, not even a little bit. I want to make sure that people who are doing YouTube have a good source to go to learn all of this stuff and get all this information. So, I apologize for some of the edits in this particular video to make sure that everything fits in and that you get all your information versus comedy and all that jazz. So, I don't mind teaching anybody. I don't mind that at all. Let me know if you got any more questions. Like I said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Next adventure, whatever. I butchered this outro. This is my first tutorial. Bugger off.